Hello, troopers, and welcome back to General Economics Bunker. Thank you so much for joining us here on another fine Wednesday night. Another episode of The High Ground. Ooh, here we are, well into the triple digits now. Very, very cool. Kind of crazy still to say, but thank you so much again for joining us here on a hump day. Yes, sir. We're almost there. We're almost there to the weekend. Up here on stage, as always, is my buddy Mike, the Dad Vader. What is going on, man?
What's up, man? Hump day, but it still feels like an eternity to get to that magical weekend.
Dude, you're not kidding, man. This week has I felt it. I have felt it. Um, I don't know what it is. It's just one of those things that you think the week's gonna be, at least normal, if not, kind of chilled. And then by like noon on Monday, you're like, nah, this is not
Yeah,
this is not
like
what I signed up for.
I'm already done.
Yeah, exactly. I'm already tapping out.
I was like last week, I was like, dude, I set myself up for success this week. Everything's smooth. It's gonna be good. Monday, like at 10, it was like dumpster fire city.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And I was just like, all right, well, I'll just go ahead and plan for next week to be a success, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, scrap that. We'll try next time. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, at least it is the middle of the week. Here we are hanging out in the bunker again. We're gonna talk Star Wars. I don't know if you knew that that's
Is
what we
that what we
do
do?
here. Yeah, I was gonna say spoiler alert, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but surprise. So we already got some people here in the chat. Appreciate you, Bunker Bunch, as always, showing some love. So we got Ultra in the house. What up, everyone? Kenobi, good hearing you. Nilda, Nilda has been here, just FYI, just so you know. And we
Yes,
have done
yes.
a lot of work with Nilda recently. So our latest collab was with Brian Volkweiss from the Nacelle Company. So go check that out. It's on both channels actually. Now that I think about it, it's on her channel and it's on my channel. So check that out. Ultra, Dad Vader saying hi to Ultra saying hi back. We got Marta saying hi. We got Luis saying hi. We got Brian saying buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás, hermano? Got Ultra saying from Target. I got almost the entire wave of WWE Elite Adam Pierce build a figure weight, but sadly didn't have Sami Zayn come with the legs. Oh, so close, man. Getting close. We got Sexy Flex in the house. What's going on, brother? Welcome, welcome. Same General Magic Mike and Bunker Bunch. What's up, man? We got Action Joe Figs in the house saying good evening. What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Fortunately, I did eventually order Sami Zayn figure. I need to order complete Adam Pierce. Should arrive Monday. Oh, nice. Good job, Ultra. So you did get them all. Um, OBP saying hello there, everyone. So OBP, you and I need to talk, but yeah, I might have to get something myself. We'll jump into that in a little bit. Flex, what's up? Says that Bader. Hey, Captain Flex. See you Saturday. Oh, what's up? We're going to hang out.
Mm.
I like that. I like that, OBP. Action Joe Fix says currently packing, heading to Disney World Saturday morning. Dude, that's awesome, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, have a blast out there. Obi, hello there, says Dad Vader. Hola, Dad Vader says OBP. Flex says, heck yeah, OBP. Dude, that's awesome, man. Jeff in the house. Can't stay so catch on replay, but want to say hello there. Appreciate you, brother,
What's
as
up?
always, showing up here and showing some love to the Bunker Bunch. Appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of your night. So yeah, guys, here we are in March, full swing. Whew. And to think that in a month, shortly, what is it? Yeah, not even 5 weeks. We're gonna be heading out to Japan. Freaks me out, man. Freaks me out every time I think about it.
Do you feel like
Um,
it's the calm before the storm? Like, are we in that kind of eerie, like, it's coming, but you're like, I got time? Or are you just getting
yeah.
into that panic mode?
So I kind of was actually, believe it or not, in panic mode. I know I'm always so calm and collected, but this weekend I sat down. I was like, you know what? I didn't get to create as much content as I wanted, but I was like, you know what? I do need to do some homework, book some stuff, and kind of like get stuff situated. So I'm happy to report that we got a place to stay all throughout our trip. So that's great. So yay me. Um, we were pending to book that little last leg of the trip. Actually, after celebration, um, that we kind of hadn't really figured out what we wanted to do, but we kind of sat down, we talked about it, and anyway, the point is that now we got a hotel, or pretty much all throughout our stay, right? Obviously at different cities. Um, I did get my confirmation from the hotel, from the actual hotel for celebration, which I'm glad because I had only gotten. So they did like how can I say, like a middleman agency
Mm,
between you and the actual hotels that they have a partnership with, right? So they would give you special rating or special booking, discounts, right? If you went through them through celebration. Um, but it basically meant that they would pass along your reservation, right? And so the waiting was the actual hotel saying yes, it's reserved, right? Like back, like officially on our book, which I had not gotten, believe it or not. So I did a couple of days
mm,
ago. So I'm like, okay, I can breathe easy. Now the people from Celebration, did assure me, it's like, you got a booking, don't you worry, you don't need to book something else. I'm like, yeah, you say that, but you're not the actual hotel, you
yep.
know. So it was kind of those things that I'm like, should I call the hotel directly and be like, hey man, what's up, But everybody on the
That happened to us on one trip. It was like a major
oh, for
trip,
real?
but we booked a hotel through a third party.
Yeah.
Showed up the day of with the confirmation from the third party, and whatever happened, their systems didn't talk. We didn't have a room there, um, and it was kind of like in a like down south. There was a contest type thing going on for my kiddo. Most of the rooms were kind of booked in that hotel. Luckily, across the street, we were able to get one. But you want to talk about major headache, like not having the correct confirmation number?
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah. And so I definitely didn't want to do that because, as you know, I'm taking the family, right? If it's me, hey, worst case scenario, I'll room with somebody on the spot, right? I mean, I know enough people going to celebration that I'm like, hey, man, just give me some space. I know there's
Just
not
need a
much space
floor.
on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's not much space on those hotel rooms, though. Believe me. But again, since the kid and wife are going, I was like, I want to have everything sort of, it's there for sure. But like I said, luckily, we did get, or I got the actual confirmation from the hotel. I did, I think I'm still gonna call them because I have a couple of questions that it just seems silly to be, triangulating with that like middle party that they got.
Yeah.
Now that I got an actual hotel confirmation, right? I can just call them directly and be like, hey, man, this is my confirmation, right? Or this is my actual booking. I got this question, right? So I'm gonna try to do that. I don't know how they are in terms of answering at like 3 in the morning for them, since that's the time I
Our
would be
time.
calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or if they have like an English, I would assume because it's actually very close to Disney. So I'm assuming they're super popular with tourists, which is what I read on the reviews, right? So I'm gonna be staying in the Tokyo Bay area, which is not close to Celebration. Like, yeah, it's not close, but it is the only one that I found that wouldn't break the bank, to be honest. Um, the other ones were a lot more convenient. However, since my family is only going to Celebration one day, I was like, I don't want to put them so far away from the city that they have to travel, like an hour or something by train just to get closer to the main, not mainland, but the bulk of Tokyo, right? Like, for them to go out and do stuff. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna compromise. We're gonna be kind of, in the middle. And then last
Not the
minute,
high ground, the middle
exactly,
ground.
exactly, middle ground, right? So you only get one arm and one leg chopped off. You don't get both. Um, so, but it kind of worked out because last minute they were like, you know what? We kind of do want to go to Disney, so they booked they booked Disney, which is right there. The hotel has a shuttle to Disney, So I'm like, all right, that's
Nice.
perfect. You guys go enjoy. I wish I was joining, but it's fine. You all go have fun. I'm gonna go play with my nerd friends over here. And so yeah, kind of a win-win, right? But like I said, it's gonna be an early rise for me for celebration. Luckily, it's only 3 days, right? Just for me to get there, on time. But yeah, so I got the booking officially, like I said, from the hotel, so I can breathe easy. I got all the other hotel bookings that I was looking into, so I think I'm good. Um, we might end up booking some like random stay, at some point on the trip. But I think that's gonna be more like, oh, you know what, we want to visit, somewhere else, and we might just stay the night, type of thing. Like
Yeah.
not so much that,
Enjoy the
oh,
full day instead of like we gotta
exactly,
leave, gotta hit. Are you
gotta
gonna
hit.
utilize the public transportation there?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
That's about the best way to move around. Their train system is insane, right?
Hmm.
And they're
Unless
crazy accurate.
a giant lizard dude shows up and
Yeah, I
then
was
he
gonna say,
stomps on it.
but
No.
I did check this time of year. Most of the kaiju stick to like the southernmost part, of Japan. So I think we're fine
Be all
for the
right.
most part. We should be all right. But and I think they got a new, model of Mecha Godzilla to sort of, put a buffer there into the attacks. But yeah, um, we're definitely gonna be moving around in train. That's gonna be, for sure the main type of transportation. So actually, in Kyoto, which is where we're staying first, um, I booked a place that's really really close to one of the major stations. Because
Smart.
actually, yeah, because actually a lot of the tours pick you up from that station. Again, since it's kind of like a central hub for several
Yeah.
lines, even the little tour bus will pick you up from there. So I'm like, oh, that works out. And then I was thinking on the way back, I think that's gonna work out good because we're gonna be wiped, right? We're gonna be
Oh
dead.
yeah.
So we're gonna get off the train station, and we gotta walk like 5 minutes to the hotel, at least from what I've read. So I'm like, that's also convenient, right? You don't have to hop on a Uber or hop on another bus or something to still get to your hotel, right? You're kind of there. So so yeah, I think that's gonna be very convenient for us. But yeah, we're still, working out some finer details on a couple of the days of what we actually want to do and if we need to book something. But for the most part, I think we're pretty much set. We got the main stuff that we want to do, except for one actually. Now that I think about it, but that's because it's not available yet. So a lot of these things that you got to book in advance, they're pretty precise of their window of bookings. When they open. So we want to go to the Ghibli Studio Ghibli museum in Tokyo, but those bookings are not available yet. I think we still got like another week or so until until they become available. So we are obviously keeping an eye out, but like I
Do you
said,
think that might be one of those things where it's like bookings live and you gotta like jump on it, or
kinda
you
I
think
kind of
so?
don't want to risk it because that's one of the few things my wife like specifically mentioned that I want to go here, like like for sure here. And so I'm trying to do good and make sure that we got that booked. Um, luckily, we got a few days flexibility, right? So if I don't get it, let's say whatever Tuesday, or actually I take that back. Tuesday, I think they're closed. Anyway, if I don't get it like Monday, then I can shoot for Wednesday or I can shoot for Thursday, right when we're still there. Worst case, I guess we could try on the last day that we're there. We fly out on the afternoon, but I wouldn't want to do that, right? I don't want
Yeah.
to, for the last thing that we could do there is something that we would like to take our time with. Um, so yeah, that's about the only thing that I got left that has, like I said, like a sliding window of booking, period. So, but like I said, April is not even available yet on the website, so not much I can do but wait and set my alarm at freaking. Actually, you know what? If they open at midnight, it's actually not that bad. Because midnight is like 8 a.m. here.
8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So it's actually not that bad. If as soon as they turn the calendar date over there, right, then it's like, yeah, like 8 or 9 in the morning here. So I can just jump in and book those. So it wouldn't be too bad. But like I said, that's about the only thing left. But
What about like minor details like charging? Like, is it the same plugs that we use? Because like I
it
know
is.
like there's differences in other parts of the world.
Yeah, actually, it is. So first of all, voltage wise, it's very similar. It's just a little bit lower. Frequency wise, it's not gonna matter. Like it is a small difference, but not too big. And plug wise, to your point, there are different, but they're two prong. Um, but they're two prong only, so they don't have that third, return ground.
Mm.
Um, So stuff they do say, stuff like, for example, like hair dryers or stuff that demands more current is like you gotta have to watch out for, right? You can buy a an adapter, right, from 3 prong, which we have, down to 2 prong, but you are eliminating that return path. So, if there's a spike in current, could potentially not be great. But for everything else, like your devices, your mobile devices, your chargers, all of that stuff is fine. And actually, most of my chargers are already 2 prong anyway. So I'm
Yeah,
like, I think we're good.
because I know you're showing up like Iron Man Junior with a ton of gear for
Oh, for
everything that you
sure,
got to be charging. So
for sure, dude. So
might get an arc reactor. That might be smart.
one of the things that I'm gonna take is one of these chargers
Oh yeah.
that's a little bit like higher wattage, just so that I can do, laptop, phones, all of that, power bank,
Hmm.
all of that same stuff, same time. Sorry. And these guys are already, just 2 prong. So we're pretty
Good
much,
pickup. Yep.
yeah, we're pretty much set on that front. Yeah, I got a couple of these because I'm like, I don't want it to burn out or something, and then I'm out of a charger. So I'm exaggerating. I do get a little bit paranoid sometimes with the electronics, but I was like, you know what? They don't take that much more room, and I'd rather, just kind of be safe that
Yep.
I can
Well,
charge
the other
like you
thing
said.
too is hotel hopping. That's
Yeah,
always like I tell my kids, like, make sure you got your charger. Like,
yeah,
don't leave the brick, the cord. Like, make
yeah,
sure you got it. And then sure enough,
exactly.
we are
No,
halfway home, and it's like we
yeah,
forgot something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, which is funny you mentioned that because we were actually thinking about that. I'm like, okay, how much do we want to travel with big empty suitcases, right? At the beginning, at least. Up, dude, I'm gonna fill those out like day 2. But initially, once you get off of the plane, onto the train, and all that stuff, I was like, how much do we want to like, deal with that hassle? Now there are shipping services, right? So you can get to the airport, drop off your bags, they will ship them to your hotel, right? However, for us, we are actually heading straight to our hotel, which is in another city, as soon as we land. So we're kind of not even well, yeah, no, technically we're not even stopping in Tokyo. We're just jetting, we're gonna sleep at that other city. So I'm like, so our bags wouldn't get there, ahead of us, obviously. Like, I don't care how fast they are, they're just not gonna get there before
Yeah.
us. um, so I'm like, maybe I just take him with me on the train and stuff. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we're kind of leaning towards not taking the whole amount that we're allowed, for like on the plane, like not taking 6 bags really. Maybe taking like 2, if we can sing 2, maybe 3, tops, and having a couple of empty ones like inside, right? Or
Yep.
I should say bigger shell, full one, middle
In
one
the
inside,
inside.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if I can do one of those, with just clothes for now, then I would be sitting pretty, right? If nothing else, then maybe we do 2 like that. But
Just on
like
travel day, just wear all your outfits.
exactly,
Just be all
right?
poofed out,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah, all
good to
pooped
go.
up, all you know what? It's funny you say that because apparently it's gonna be a little bit cold, like out
Yep.
there, um, which I thought, we were getting closer to the summer because they got crazy summers too, just like we do down here. Like they get hot. Um, but yeah, I think we are actually gonna hit a little bit cooler temps. So now I'm like, now I gotta pack a jacket or at least, how do you call it, like a windbreaker or something like that. I'm like, it's just more stuff. But anyway, I'd rather do that than be cold.
And so you're gonna
Um,
look funny leaving Texas with a jacket
oh,
on, and you're
dude,
like, I'm
for
not
sure.
packing it.
Yeah,
You're just
exactly.
sweating
I'm
in
just
the
gonna wear
plane.
it. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna sweat. I was gonna sweat for 14 hours on the plane. I don't care. Um, but so yeah, there is little stuff like that. I think electronics wise, I think I'm okay. I bought a new hard drive for it to be my backup, or mine and my wife's, of course, backup. Over there. Uh, in my mind, I'm gonna be backing up every night. Like whatever pictures we took that day. That's in theory. Okay. In practice, I'll probably mess that up again, like day 2. Um, but I did bought, a portable hard drive. I got one of these beauties.
Nice.
Yeah, so solid state drive. It's a whooping 4 terabytes on this little thing. So should be plenty for all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Now, keep in mind, of course, I am going to be taking a bunch of footage. I'm going to be recording with the camera and stuff like that. So there's definitely going to be a lot of stuff to back up. Um,
And you're
But
taking
yeah, man.
the new one, right? The new toy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
How
sure.
much, space is on that one before you have to dump it?
So I got I know it's gonna sound like overkill, but hear me out. I have three memory cards, right? Three SD cards, and the reason for that is that um, I was gonna buy one like large capacity one, right? But then I started reading some of the forums, and they're like, you are better off buying multiples of not as big in capacity, because if one of those gets damaged, then at
Oh,
least you don't
yeah.
lose, you know,
Everything.
exactly a week's
Yeah.
worth of footage, right? So I was like, dang it. And I already had one, right? So I ended up, and the camera came with one. So I ended up buying another one. Just again, paranoia. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying that was kind of the train thought behind it. So um, again, in theory, I will be backing those up, into my little hard drive. So I should have a backup. But like I said, if I skip a day or 2 days or whatever, then at least if something happens to a little card, I don't lose everything
Yeah.
on the trip, right? So again, that's kind of the mentality going on. Funny thing is, I could just buy a bunch over there because it's like obviously it's like the mecca for electronics. But
I was about to say, if you forget something, they
oh,
got you covered.
oh, for sure. And I still want to stop by obviously at a couple electronic stores just to see what they got, like just to see what the future looks like.
Yeah, they're 10 years ahead of us already.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. Which is funny because they are big, like, uh, how can I say it? Like, they're Americanized, right? So they're big into what America is doing, what America likes. Um, so like they're big on like the phones, like the iPhone, right? Like it's super popular over there, like Apple brands. But then you look at their own stuff, like what they produce, and you're like, dude, this is so much more advanced. Like, why don't you guys just use this? Like,
Yeah.
you got so many crazy features already. But anyway, it's one of those things with consumer electronics. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty excited. Like I said, I think on the electronic side, I'm okay-ish. Just a couple of little things that I might pick up, but non-essential. Um, I think for the most part, it should be good. I'll be taking my camera, obviously my phone, storage. I actually got a little digital camera for the kid for him to take, his own
Nice.
pictures. So I was like, I think he'll like that. Um, but yeah, like I said, we're pretty excited. It's coming up. It's coming up. We're looking at what is it, like? Yeah, less than 5 weeks at this point. Which again, I don't even want to look at the calendar anymore. It's just it's freaking me out. But let me jump back here into the chat. Appreciate you, Bunker Bunch, as always. Let's see. Action Joe Fix says, finally picked up the new look, and you wouldn't believe it. I found it at HEB Plus. Dude, good job.
I
So,
posted that.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, I'm shopping for groceries and just going through the toy aisle like every adult does. And boom, they have the new figure drop. I'm like, all right, HEB. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And what I was going to say is HEB. Okay. So, for those of you that are not, I guess, here in Texas or close
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah.
Texas, we have this, what would you call it? I guess, supermarket, um, grocery store type of thing,
Yeah.
called HEB, which is, uh, how do you call it? Born here in Texas. It's like a family business that kept growing, obviously. Uh, and so we Texans, we like our HEB. All right, we definitely like to shop there quite a bit. Um, they do have a very small toy section, right? Well, actually, I take that back. It depends on which one you go. If you go to an HEB Plus, which tends to be bigger, right?
Bigger. Yep.
And they'll actually have like a makeup, section, and like a clothes, right? Like they'll have like clothes
Yeah, clothing,
section.
jewelry, but
Exactly.
mainly
Yeah. So
towards the ladies. And I
yeah,
haven't seen
exactly.
a suit yet, but I'll
Yeah.
get an
Same.
HEB suit.
Right. But they'll have, like those, what are those called? I'm blanking out. It's not the Yeti coolers, it's that other brand. Anyway, they have like a whole little
Oh yeah.
showroom for those. Anyway, they have more stuff than just like your basic groceries. Uh, and some of those will have at least like two, maybe three aisles of toys. So they're, those are more decent. But for the most part, most HVs will have a smaller section, right? A few racks only. Um, so what I was gonna say is HEB usually gets their stuff pretty late, right? so they're definitely not on the tip of the spear when it comes to releases, for toys. But I was gonna say that for me, that's actually a plus, because a lot of the times you can find harder to get, items that are just being released at HEB, whereas everybody everywhere else got them 6 months ago, right?
Yep.
So uh, I found a couple of things like that, for retail, obviously, that are going for above retail, or very well above retail on the secondary market. So that happened to me a lot when I was collecting the Hot Wheels ships, but the previous ones, the little ones, I
Hmm.
guess like the cheaper ones, they were like $4. Um, they would come out and then they would be gone like almost immediately, and then certain items would be uh, either not necessarily rare, but that they wouldn't get as many of in distribution, and so people were looking for them, right? So they would go 3-4 times the price like immediately. But then HEB would get them because for them it was a regular box, right, of
Yep.
the shipment, uh, and like not a lot of people go for toys specifically at HEB, right?
So I
And
need
so
tortillas and a new
yeah,
Black Series figure.
exactly, right. Like check, you got your little shopping list. So I actually found two, maybe three times like ships that I was looking for, that like I said, that they had gone up in price because they became a little bit rare there at HEB, and you managed to pick them up for basically retail. So congrats on that, Action Joe Fix. Good job.
Yep.
Obi Picking really says, I'm starting to see the new Luke and Leia more often at stores. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. They are good figures. They're pretty good figures. But I have that feeling. I have that feeling that this was just the initial wave, um, and that we're gonna keep seeing them. If that makes any sense, I think they're
Yep.
gonna get restocks of um, that particular release, and nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I have a feeling some of those might start to sit. Might start to pegworm a little bit in the near future.
Might wonder their way into a Ross or an Ollie's at some point
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they're sitting there.
And again, if you play the long game, maybe by this holiday season, I don't know,
Yep.
maybe we'll see them at discount stores, and they're totally worth it. By the way, I venture to say, depending on your focus, right, of your collection, I would venture to say they might even be worth it right now. For retail or close to retail. If you can get like a 10-15% discount, I think those figures are actually pretty decent. Their face sculpt is very, very good.
Way better than the initial
Oh,
releases,
for
I
sure.
believe. So,
Miles
but
away.
yeah, Target definitely is one of them spots where random percent off. Walmart online, another one that just randomly drops stuff.
Very true,
Uh,
very true.
Amazon too. Amazon. I just recently picked up the Andor and the little droid. I forget the droid's name. Um,
B2MO?
yeah, picked them
Yeah.
up for $20 on Amazon.
Oh, the special edition one,
The special edition one,
that's the oh my god, the
the
like
slide out.
sliding, yes, the
Yep,
slider. I like that one. I like that one.
just
Of
picked that up.
of Andor, I think that would be the figure that would get signed, but I don't have it. Um and so I'm getting an autograph from Diego over in Japan. So I've been thinking about what to take, obviously. And but again, it's just my paranoia of like, if I take something like that, I gotta be super careful with it. I gotta, build an armor around it, and
Yep.
I gotta deal with it like for the rest of the trip, including obviously on the return, right? Which is gonna make me more paranoid because on the return it's already signed, and so I'm like,
And
okay,
the biggest scare for that is airline.
yeah,
Like, you don't know, that dude had a bad day, that grabs your bag and he just like chunks it and it hits something and that's right where your box was and now you got a
exactly.
ding. Like, but
And then I'm
honestly,
like,
the way that Nilda does it, those plaques, dude, that's like to me
yeah.
the best way.
So it's funny you say that because I think that's what I'm gonna do. I already have a couple that I want. I need to send them to him. Actually, I might do that tonight. Now that I think about it, just to he always has very fast turnaround, but I want to
Mhm.
give myself enough time. I'm gonna have two, maybe three done from him for
Nice.
this show, and yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'm gonna use one of them, but I'd rather have it. It's not like they're not super expensive anyway, so I'd rather have it and take it with me. If last minute I decide to use it, okay, great, I have it there. And if not, no biggie. It's still a cool looking plaque. Um,
And
But
that's something you can easily slide in the pocket too.
yeah,
So if you're like
exactly,
last minute, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this one. Like
exactly,
you're not
very
carrying
much
around
so,
the box all day long.
very much so, very much so. OBP says I would definitely contact the hotel just for peace of mind. Yeah, like I said, if it wasn't because Celebration kept reassuring me, right, that hey, they got your booking, or they got your booking, whatever request, I guess they called it, and they're like, don't worry, you do not have to, like, we guarantee you do not have to do another booking. And I was like, all right, I trust you guys. You guys are the official channel, right? So I'm like, okay, theory, you guys, have your stuff on lockdown, like you know what's going on. But if it had been like a third party, like maybe an agency or something like that, I would definitely would hit up the hotel like almost immediately. I've heard that Japan has pretty good public transportation, though. Yes, dude, they're kind of nuts in that sense. Definitely trains. Trains are the way to go in Japan. Don't get me wrong, they got cars, they got Uber, they got taxis, all of that stuff too, which works just as fine. But honestly, their train system is so extensive that that's kind of all you need, really. I mean, there's a station close by everything. Now, we're not really going out into the boonies either. Like we're not, like going off the beaten path too much. So that's also, obviously a plus because yes, in some like rural areas, there might only be like the one line for the train, right? And then you have to go either by car or bus or whatever. But for the most part, yeah, they're pretty good. Their system is really really good. We got Star Wars Gent in the house. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us. Saying good evening, General, and all in the bunker. Appreciate you coming in, man. There's a guy on YouTube I was watching about Japan, Takashi. Ooh, I like that name. Brian, let's have a 7-Eleven day and go to the Nintendo store, bro. Let's go. It's gonna be so funny how much money I'm gonna spend at 7-Eleven. Like I already, it's a world of snacks, bro, in there, and it's just like my fat ass is not. Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be funny. But also, to be fair, they're super convenient. They're very so 7-Eleven over there is like one how do you call it? It's one unified company, right? So pretty much every 7-Eleven that you'll see will have the same stuff, like throughout the country. Of course, there's going to be some smaller ones, and stuff like that. But for the most part, they all offer basically the same, including ATMs, like international ATMs. So if you want to take out cash, that's probably your safest bet, or your most convenient. You can always go to a bank and other stuff like that. But there's 7-Elevens all over, right? And if you want to save a little bit on breakfast, for example, they got all kinds of stuff, for food in there. Whether there's some stuff that they'll prepare for you, like right there on the spot too. So, and obviously it's a lot cheaper, right? So it's not so much like gas station food as we know it here in the States. It's a little bit better quality, right? A little bit more variety for sure. I should have told you all this last time, but anyone saw my Kid Bash with Elite Heel Bobby Lashley did last week, Ultra. I think you posted it on Instagram, if I remember correctly. Pat's been saying hi to everybody. What's going on, brother? Thanks so much for coming in, man. What's up, all? Says Freezy. Hey, man. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. Ultra saying hi to Pat's. Obi doing the same. Pat's being happy about it. Action Joe says, hey, Pat's. Star Wars Jen saying, what up, Pat and Freezy? We got Brett in the house saying, hello there. What's going on, man? Thanks so much for joining us, brother. Appreciate you. Ultra saying hi to Star Wars collecting and collecting with cool. Yes. What up? Freeze, he said, is there a place to buy 8x10 blanks of Star Wars actors? The photo I was hoping would be at Alma's best table at Celebration isn't going to be there. Oh, no way. Man, that's a good question. With Celebration, I'm not entirely sure how they handle it. For the most part, they'll just sign whatever you take, right? Um,
I would
I would
imagine they would have some, right?
so they will have some for sure. But what he's saying is the I guess he was looking for a specific
Oh, specific one.
picture that it's not going to be offered. Um, I would just take your own, man. Now, if you're
Yeah.
talking about where could you get it printed in like a nicer, like actual photo paper, You could always just print it yourself, to be honest. I mean, like Walgreens and places like that will do a
Walmart,
good job.
Walgreens,
Yeah,
CVS,
exactly.
they have their own print
They
areas.
have their own print. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I would probably suggest you that's probably the easiest way to get what you actually want. So find the image, or maybe make one yourself. If you're so inclined, if you're talented, not like me, uh, send it out to print. 8x10s are super cheap, man.
Yeah,
Any of those print sites, um, and just maybe take. I would say maybe print like three, right? Just so you have a backup
backups.
in
Yep.
case something happens to it during the trip. You got another one, um, and that way, you can take it and have it signed by Ahmed. That's awesome, man. I
And
didn't know
th-
you're getting
are
an
there
autograph.
any rules or anything about bringing pictures that are not
That's
sanctioned by, I guess, the con?
Yeah,
That might
that's
be
what I was
something
gonna
to look at
say.
too.
And yeah, so I was gonna mention Freezy. This is Celebration. They do have quite a bit more rules than normal. Pretty much any other con, I will tell you, go for it. They're not really gonna care. Um, for Ahmed Best, I don't think I saw a lot of restrictions, and we could actually check that. But if I were you, you still got time. I would just shoot him an email, right, and just confirm. This might have to be with Epics. Epics is the company
Yep.
that handles the pictures and autographs. I'm sure they got some sort of customer service, a line or email. I would hit him up, Freezy, to be honest with you. Just tell him, hey, I'm thinking of taking my own 8x10 to get signed by Ahmed Best at Star Wars Celebration Japan. Is that allowed? Is there a restriction? All of that stuff. Again, just to be sure, because yeah, I would hate for you to carry the stuff, right, all the way from Canada, and you are in Canada, right? I think you are. And then for them to be like, no, you can't, right? You got to choose one of ours, and especially if you already know that you're not finding the one you wanted. So let me see
Or like
here.
some 6'7" Jack dude takes your picture and just rips it and it's like, no. And you're like, no, the
Rejected.
devastation.
You got a sumo wrestler, for a guard.
Oh,
Um, let's see where. How can I buy tickets? No, not that. I'm trying to see photo ops. Here we go. Trying to see, because some of them will tell you, right? Like, oh, it's it's an autograph on an 8x10 only, and then you got to pay extra if you want anything else outside of an 8x10. But so those are the ones that'll be like, yeah, but what if you take your own 8x10, right? Does that still fall into the same category? So I'm looking at Ahmed Best here, and it says, no, it just says autograph, man. I would still email them, to be honest with you, but I think you're
yeah.
fine, because there's no, and I can show you guys here, but there's no specifics on the autograph.
Doesn't hurt to clarify.
Exactly. I would definitely want to get, clarification. So if you notice here, he's got photo op, he's got autograph at table. You can take a selfie with him at the table too. And you can also save a little money and get a combo, autograph and selfie. So not too bad. But yes, what I was going to say is here it just says autograph. There's no other tiers. So I would just email them, to be honest, and just kind of, confirm that. I would hate for you to, like I said, go through the trouble of finding all this stuff, and then turns out that you can't. OVP says,
He's
"Hey, General, looks like that Vader has a cosplay for you on his set when you're in Japan with all your electronic gear." The what?
the Iron Man, is that what you said? When I was saying
Oh,
you're
I
gonna be
guess
the
so.
Iron Man of the show with all your electronics.
Right, right, right. And
You're gonna
yeah,
be
dude,
shooting out the cards like when they're full, like maxed out. You're just popping them
I just
out,
pop him
putting
out,
new ones
dude.
in.
You say that, but my dream is to have. I'm geeking out here on a different kind. I'm a little bit of a tech geek sometimes. They sell these stations with like, they're like, man, they're imagine like they almost look like this, right? They're just a little bit longer, but they're hard drives. They're solid state drives, and you do kind of like that. Like they're just like cartridges almost. Like it's just plug and play, and they sell them obviously for like real content creators. Like like filmmakers and stuff because they take a lot of data. And I'm like, dude, I want one of those. I don't need one, but I want it. You know.
Wanted. Yes.
Uh, and I'm like, dude, one day, I'm not probably not even gonna feel half of one, but I kind of want it. They're kind of nice. Oh, look what we got here, Pats fan. What's
Wow.
going on, man?
How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Apparently not.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Hope you have a
Thank
great
you.
time in Japan. Sorry to do more. Sorry to do more. I don't know. But thank you, man. I really, really, truly appreciate you as always, guys. Thank you so much for all of those you that decide to send, a super chat, super sticker, or decide to join the membership program, which again we really appreciate it. That does help support the channel. It is definitely gonna help me buy a ton of snacks in Japan. Hey, Freezy said Pat's fan. Um, Pat Fan says by Xiaomi. I think that's how it's spelled. They are fire, but yeah, I know. So, um, um, in my job, we do, anyway, we work with people from other countries, right? I have contact with people from Sweden, from Brazil, and from Mexico mainly. And so one of the guys that I work very closely with in Mexico, actually, he's like, "Oh, I bought a new cell phone." I was like, "Oh, cool, man. What you get?" And he's like, "As a Xiaomi, so and so." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what that is, but it sounds awesome." And he's like, and he sends me a picture, and it's like this like badass like foldable phone, right? First of all, but it's like super thin, and I'm like, "Dude, how the heck?" Because once you fold it up, like fold it, it's about the same size as my phone right now. So when you unfold it, it's freaking almost half the size, like thickness. I'm like, bro, I would be so scared to break that thing. And he's like, dude, and he was showing me like some of the stuff, right, that he can do with it. I'm like, oh, I like that.
Nope.
But yeah, no, I hear you, Pats fan. They got all kinds of crazy stuff, man, outside of the US. Hey, Brett says, Pats fan, your what up, gang? Says Ricky, Pap the Bounty Collector. What is going on, brother? Thanks so much for joining, man. OBP says, hey, Pop. Hey, Ricky says, Pat. OBP says, General, have you started to exchange US dollars for yen yet? So have you cash ready when you get there? But bam,
Mhm.
right here on hand. Whoop. Apologies, Japan. That was not meant to be shown in the stress position. There we go. That's not to brag, 'cause it's gonna sound bad, but I have like a stack of Japanese bills here on the desk because that's the only way I'm not gonna like spend them. So I'm like, all right, whatever little cash I get, I change it. And so yes, OVP, I've actually started since last year.
Very wise.
So yeah, it turns out certain banks here in the US will actually allow you to order currency, which I did not know until, like I said, a few months ago. And so I've been doing that every month or maybe like every couple months and just get a little bit of cash. Japan is very cash based, actually, very, very cash based. Now, they do still accept credit cards and stuff, but a lot of places, cash is still king, right? So, um, I think I got enough to pay for the hotel as soon as we get there. So I'll do that. And then when I started buying, actually, the yen to dollar ratio was more or was better than it is today. So technically, I did save a little bit of money there, right? But yes, OVP, I have been actually getting some Japanese yen. Hey, a freeze Star Wars Gen and Brett says OBP the Gonk Droid. Oh, that, yeah, bro. I should, right? That should be my carry-on.
It's a
Cos-
sneaky way to get stuff.
exactly. Cosplay as the Gonk Droid says OBP. Freeze says, did you get in on the Pedro Pascal signing at the Star Wars Autograph Universe is putting on? No, actually, I did not. And again, don't get me wrong, I would love it, but to me, and again, this is my personal view on things. I'm not saying you should do it, shouldn't do or don't. It's because first of all, it's your money. So I would love to have a Pedro Pascal, autograph. But to be honest with you, for me, all of the autographs that I have, I have been there. Like I walk up to them. Whether it be uh, at a smaller con, bigger con, doesn't matter. But you kind of get that interaction, right? You kind of get that interaction, so that makes it a little bit, of a story, right? To
Yep.
tell, right? And so yeah, I got this autograph, but like I got it, like I was there,
Yeah.
with him and stuff. I would love to be able to do that with Pedro Pascal. I don't know if I'll ever be able to, right? Because yeah, he definitely doesn't do a lot of cons as a guest, right? We've seen him in the panels, right? For Comic Con and stuff like that. But him like actually being at a table signing stuff, it's pretty rare. Actually, I don't even know that he has done something like that. Um, off the top of my head, I'm not.
Yeah,
So
drawing a blank on that. I don't
yeah,
think so.
exactly. So something like this, what Freezy is mentioning, might be one of your best shots, at actually getting an autograph, authenticated, all of the good stuff. We know that Star Wars Autograph Universe always puts on, a very um solid, right, signings. So if you're in the market for it, you should be you should feel safe buying from them because you know that they're pretty legit. Did you, Freezy? Did you get in on it? And also, man, I'm like I said, I'm about to go to Japan. I can't be
Be good.
dropping that. Yeah, I gotta be good as much as I can. Can't do more. Can't do more. Can't do more. Oh, on your super chat, Pets man, is that what you mean, bro? Don't you ever say that, man.
Yeah.
Don't ever say that you can't do more, man. You're here, you support, you share the content, man. You comment. That's all we ask for, brother. Like the little scratch on the top is just the cherry on top. But we always appreciate your support, man. So no, don't ever say that, man. Don't feel bad about that. Juan in the house, what's going on, brother? Saying hello there. Just pen say hello there to all the Bunker Bunch. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much for joining, man. I try to get mine in person too. Most of mine are except for Harrison and Carrie. Yeah, there you go. And it's funny you mentioned that because I was gonna say I would pay for something like that. Like if somebody was selling like a Carrie Fisher, I'd be like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to get one,
Yeah.
right? So that is something that I would definitely pay for. Harrison Ford doesn't do anything, right?
Unicorn. So yeah, if you
Yeah,
got something
it's
signed,
exactly right. So if you got something signed, those are the ones that I'll be like, you know what, I will pay for something like those for sure. Um, like I said, I'm not saying Pedro Pascal is not worth it. He's totally worth it. But I'm saying there's still like a very slim chance that he'll do something. For example, next year it's the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, right? Me personally, I think we're gonna get a celebration back in the States next year, right? That's what I think. Why? Because we haven't had one since 2022 in the States. So at that point, it will be 4 years without celebration, right? So I think that to line up with the first movie release in freaking what, 6 years or something like that, 7 years, 7 years. God, that sounds horrible.
yep.
Um, I think they kind of have to throw a celebration, right? So again, I think that there's a small chance that maybe Pedro will actually do signings, at the show. Again, I don't know anything. I don't have the inside track, so don't quote me on that. If you want the autograph, this is a great opportunity to do it. To through Star Wars autographs, right? But I'm just saying, like I have an inkling of hope, right? So, and by the way, we will know very soon. So, for those of you that have never been to Celebration, at the closing ceremony of Celebration, they announce the next one. So they already know. Okay, they already know what the next one is after Japan. They're just waiting on the last day. So April 20th, we will know what the next celebration is. Like I said, I'm kind of leaning towards them coming back to the States, right? That to me that would make sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'll be honest with you, if they don't, that is gonna be a big surprise, dude. Because they went from Anaheim to London, from London to Japan, and people went nuts. They're like, "Whoa, what do you mean two outside of
Back
the
to
U.S.
yeah.
celebrations? Yeah, back to back." So if they do a third one, well, like I don't know what they're thinking. I did order Pascal. Nice, Freezy. That's
Nice.
awesome, man. Congrats. Freezy, sorry. How much was Pascal? Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't see the price. I know it's not cheap. for sure. Around 300. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna call it cheap, but I am gonna
Not
call it
bad.
less than I thought. Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. That's not bad, Freezy. For all those of you, to put things in perspective, Hayden is around that price. Ewan McGregor is around that price, so it kind of tracks actually. That's really not bad, Freezy. Congrats, man. Much respect and appreciation to this community. Hey, man, right back at you, brother. And we always appreciate you supporting us, always hanging out. Thank you, man. Like I said, don't ever feel bad if going back to your comment for the super chat. We just really really appreciate just you showing us support by being here, by commenting, by hanging out, man. We enjoy your friendship too.
Yep.
That's pretty good. I paid 300 for Ewan McGregor. There you go. Thank
Yep.
you, OBP.
See?
Exactly. Yeah, I paid 300 at Celebration too. And then what was it, like a month later or 2 months later, he was here in San Antonio, and I'm like, dang it. Which it was slightly cheaper, to be honest. It was 275 here in San Antonio. There's that celebration tax.
Yep. Gotta have it.
Yeah. Hayden was 250 non-deluxe item like a helmet. Yes, exactly. We've talked about it here, but yes, so a lot of we'll call them A-listers, right? Some of the majority of the top tier will do an upcharge if you want something like a lightsaber, like a helmet. One of those little plaques actually counts as a deluxe item.
Mhm.
So basically anything outside of the 8x10, doesn't matter the size, just out whatever it is that's not an 8x10, they'll classify as a deluxe item. And some of them will go a step further and be like, there's also bulky item. So non-deluxe, like deluxe, will be anything outside of an 8x10 that's something like small, like a Funko Pop, or a small poster, or the plaque, let's say, right? That falls into the deluxe. And then they'll have the bulky, which is more expensive, and that would be a helmet, a lightsaber, a
Lightsaber. Yeah.
statue, like that kind of stuff. So they just, it can get pretty up there, man. I've seen people pay like $500 for that autograph.
I wonder about like like Nilda when she had her leg autographed. Was that a deluxe?
Yeah, I don't know, because well, Nilda is like friends with all of them, right?
Yeah.
So she probably got that for free. I'm kidding. I don't think she got it for free, but I'm saying I don't think they mind, because that was a very cool original. She
That
literally
was
ran, right, and got it, tattooed, which is nuts. That's the
nuts.
true fan right there.
Yep.
OBP says, I'm hoping next celebration is Orlando. Yeah, there's high hopes for that, man. There is definitely high hopes for that. Full disclosure, I've never been to Orlando. So if it is, it gives me a great excuse to go in and hang
Heck
out with all
yeah.
the Florida peeps,
We know a lot of people over there.
Exactly. Helmet was a deluxe item for Hayden. I think that was 300 or 350. Yes. Like I said, I forget about Hayden, to be honest with you, but I know that, for example, for Mark Hamill, they had those like 3 tiers of autograph that I was talking about. So an autograph could be like literally like $500, dude.
But and I've seen some of them too where it's like they charge per word,
Mhm.
right? And I think Mark Hamill was per word per second it takes him to write it. So
Yeah, pretty
he
much.
was going pretty slow.
Oh, so if he had to sneeze, that's it. You're paying like $1,000, by the time he got to sneeze and finish up your signature. Yes, that is actually very true. They will classify it by the item you're getting signed, and then if you want a quote, right, or if you want him to sign, let's say, as Luke Skywalker, which actually he
Mhm.
doesn't do, believe it or not, he doesn't do Luke Skywalker. So that was a bad example. He just doesn't. That's not a matter of price. He Don't ask me why, but he doesn't sign as Luke. But let's say Hayden, right? If you want Hayden to sign as Darth Vader or as Anakin, right? That might be an extra, right? And like you said, right, like, Darth Vader joined the dark side. That's extra,
Extra. Yeah.
right? So yeah, it's the name of the game, guys. I'm not gonna tell you it's fair or not. It's just is, right? So for those of you that are planning on going, right, just be prepared for something like that. Again, it happens more so on like the more well-known actors, right, or more rare actors that don't come out as usual or as often to do signings. So just be prepared. If you want like a helmet sign, that might be an extra charge. OBP says at MegaCon, Hayden was 200 for an 8x10 Funko posters. Plaques were 250, and deluxe was 300. Helmets behind. Yeah, there you go. So there
Yep.
is that sort of
Tier.
tier that we were. That's actually not that bad, to be
It's not
honest with
bad,
you.
really.
Yeah, because 200 for an 8x10, that's pretty solid. Because like I said, I've always seen him above 250. Ashley has a flat fee of 125 for signature. She charges extra for quotes. I think it was 40 extra for up to 6 words. Again, as things go, that's not too bad because 6 words, it's a nice quote, right? May the force be with you, at least, or something like that. Or I
I'm
am
no
no
Jedi.
Jedi,
Yeah.
exactly. Which would be fire. So for less than $200 and you get all of that, again, not too bad, right? As things go. Um, but yeah, Ashley's usually pretty good. I think we might get to hang out with her in Houston coming up later on this year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's gonna be out there, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. That card, it's starting to look pretty heavy on the Star
I
Wars.
was like, they've been announcing a bunch. So I'm like, how big? I know you were there, and from the video I saw, it was a pretty big
Oh yeah,
spot that they were in.
it
So
was
I'm
a big
assuming
spot.
it's the same one.
I think so. Yes.
I think they
Uh,
realized there was a little extra room that they could put a few more guests here and a few more
Yeah,
guests here because
and it's
that
funny you
was
say
amazing.
that because they had him all around like the perimeter, and I mean like all around. Like I don't think there was a spot of perimeter that was not a table with guests. And then they doubled down on some of the hallways, right? Like the internal hallways, I guess. Um, Now, to be completely honest, not everybody was busy, right? Not
Oh
everybody
yeah,
is as busy as the other guests, right? It just kind of depends who it is, what they're gonna show up, all of that stuff, right? Um, because, for example, two of the boys' cast members were there. It was, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking out his name, but it was Mother's Milk and Katana, Keiko, right? So
Mhm.
uh, the what do you call it? The one that doesn't speak, right? The chick doesn't speak, the Asian chick, who again also played Katana in Suicide Squad, which it took me forever to link those two. Um, so them two were there, but Karen Fukuhara, sorry, that's her name. Um, so her plane got canceled, and so she didn't make it the first day. Sorry, she was gonna be there Saturday and Sunday. She didn't make it Saturday at all, and so it was just Alonso, I think is his name. Um, and so he was there, and he was busy on and off, like not super busy, not not dead either. Um, but then so Karen was gonna take another plane on Sunday to make it to the show. Then that plane gets delayed. So they literally announced she's gonna be there for 3 hours at the show. By the time she lands, gets there, all that stuff. So she had a line and she wasn't even there. You know, but again, it's just kind of one of those. So by comparison, because they were next to each other, Alonso had like two people, right? But Karen had like 30, right? And she wasn't even there. But again, so it looks bad, quote unquote, right? Because you're like, well, this dude has nobody, but it's not necessarily true. It's just that most people had already gotten him, the day before or through that morning, right? So by like Sunday afternoon, pretty much everybody that wanted his autograph or that wanted, a picture with him had already gotten him. So when Karen shows up, obviously, people have been waiting for her, so she was busy the 3 hours that she was there. So it's just one of those things that kind of like if you just see it as you're walking by, you're like, oh, this dude's not doing good. But like I said, it just
Yeah,
kind of depends what's going on. But yes, the place is very big. There was a lot of vendors. The panel stage was very big. So I'm looking forward to it because they announced Freddie Prince Jr.,
that's
whom
a big one.
yeah, exactly. I was supposed to meet him back at ICCC, my first one on 2023, and then he canceled like a week before. He couldn't make it, so that's the closest I've been to. How do you call it? Meeting him, and so I'm kind of hoping, he doesn't cancel, right, for Houston. But yeah, guys. So Freezy says, "Thanks for an awesome Star Wars hangout spot." Oh, for sure, man. We really appreciate it. Um, is that Rebels Comic Con? No, sorry. This is Nostalgicon. This is Nostalgicon in Houston. Rebels Comic Con will be, dude. You know what? They're both in August. Now that I think about it, they are both in
Are
August.
they?
So that's gonna be a
A busy month.
yeah. I was gonna say that's gonna be quite the month actually. So Rebels Comic Con happens in August 8th through the 10th. I'm sorry, I always
Yes,
blank out on the dates. In
you're correct.
Frisco, Texas, which is basically Dallas, right? Dallas Fort Worth area. Nostalgicon will happen at the end of August. Don't quote me on that.
Oh,
Too
yep.
bad, right?
I've got it here. The 22nd through the 24th.
There you go. Okay, at least it's not back to back,
Yeah.
because that would have been freaking murder. So we got a weekend there to rest and prepare. Um, but yes, OBP. So this is Nostalgicon in Houston at the end of August. They are a nostalgia-based, convention, and they have a ton of actors, like voice actors, from like all the shows we used to love, man. Back in then, especially back in the '90s, they went heavies on the '90s. Um, but this year, so we were there in December of last year, and the live stream that I did, just walking the floor and stuff, is here on the channel if you want to check it out. I did a few panels, actually quite a few panels for the show. I did the voices of Dexter, for example, like Invader Zim. I got to hang out with the three main guys for GTA 5. So all of that kind of stuff, right? That's kind of the roster that they got. But this year they're bringing in like a lot of voice actors for Star Wars. So we got Ashley, we got James Arnold Taylor, we got, I'm blanking out on one more. Is it Anakin's voice? I think it's Anakin's voice.
Yes.
And then very recently they announced Freddie Prinze Jr. So Kanan Jarrus, right? So it's that, to me, that's a big get.
For
Because like I
sure.
said, I haven't seen him, come across at least any of the shows that are in my radar since 2023. So Matt Leonard, thank you, AP. I don't know why I blanked out. I totally know his name. I need Freddie Prinze and Steve Bloom for my Rebels Tapestry. Oh, dude, hey, if he doesn't cancel, maybe we can help with that, OBP. Okay, so that's a show that we're gonna be hitting up. So yeah, it's not out of the realm. Ultra says, "All right, guys, I want to get my rest, and I'll see you guys next time." All right, brother. Also, we want Nilda. Dude, we literally did a stream with Nilda like last week. So I don't know if you didn't watch it, but it's there. You can go back and watch it. Good night, Ultra says Pat's fan. And yeah, so another thing that I wanted to show you guys here is that, speaking of celebration, we do have the art prints on sale as of like an hour ago. So if you head down to this website, which I can drop it here in the chat if you guys are interested. Art prints are on sale now. This will not be shipped. That is my understanding. This you have to pick up at the show. So I'm just letting you know.
Not seen it on the channel.
Again with this.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not picking it up.
I don't know, man. Let me see it. We'll try a different configurations here. Let me know if you can see it now. Give it a couple seconds lag.
Now we're there.
Okay, dude, I really don't know what's up. All I did was change the layout. It's the same source and everything. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Take two. Okay, thank you, OBP. You can't see it. So the link is there in the chat, just in case you guys are interested in any of these. We got some pretty cool prints. These are all by different artists. If you notice here. See, I love this thing, but it is freaking huge.
Somebody, I don't remember who had it, but somebody was holding it, and like
really?
they were turning it, and it was like that gold trim on the sides. It shimmers.
Yeah. Oh,
and dude, that thing, he was holding it like this. It was huge.
That's the other thing, right? Like the transport on this. So this is, let me see the second page. What do we got? Oh yeah, this Plo Koon is
yep.
one of the best ones
That's
I think I've seen. I really, really like this one.
The clone armor.
Exactly. And the the symbol on the back. Of course, you got some of the kanjis on top, so it just kind of looks fire, dude. But I'm actually thinking about this one. So there's two that I'm leaning towards. This one, just because Plo Koon doesn't get enough love in my book, I think. And this is a very cool one, and I just kind of love the little like Japanese accents, that it's got. So it's
Mhm.
not like super like in your face, but you feel it, right? Like you feel kind of like the connection. This is by Akinobu Hara, and so it's pretty legit. But this is what I was saying. They're kind of different sizes. I don't think it's a standard size for all of them. This one is 16 by 24. And honestly,
Ooh.
that's what worries me a little bit because it's kind of a big print, right? It's kind of a big print. I was thinking about getting one of those like portfolios. I think that's what they officially call it. Some portfolios that you kind of just, they're like binders, right? Like bigger binders for prints, but this is not gonna fit,
Nope.
there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to look up a hopefully a small poster, tube, something that's not like super wide, like maybe not full on, like what are they called? Those like the architecture print ones, like this the super
Mhm.
long ones. I
I've got
wouldn't.
one that you can adjust it to whatever size you need it to be.
Oh, no way.
If you need to borrow it, I'll let you take a look at it. But
Oh,
it is
nice.
a screen use prop uh,
No way.
coming out of the Acolyte.
Oh, that's
It's
badass.
in the background on the wall. They just painted it like a white color in the ship, and I don't know what fan found that, but it was confirmed to be screen accurate. But
That is crazy, dude. Yeah, some eagle-eyed fans, man.
yeah, it's
My head's
crazy.
off to the dedication. So I'm thinking about this one, and the other one that I really liked. Let me go back. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like all of them. you know,
All of them are
yeah,
pretty
all of them are
banging, but
pretty
definitely
good.
that one.
Yeah.
I
So
was
see,
I
I
was
like
digging that
the
Ahsoka one.
yes. I was gonna say I like this type too. Um, this one for sure. Especially with um, like the what would you call it? Like the paintbrush, effect on it.
Mhm.
But this one, mm, see, I like this one because it reminds me of
Oh, yep.
obviously like the old style Japanese, movie posters, right? And this kind of fits because we all know Star Wars was based on Japanese cinema. So to me, this makes perfect sense. Um, so I kind of like the style of it, but I'm not too sure on this one, if I'm being completely honest. Like I said, I like all of them. This one I like just because, clones. I mean, come on.
Clones. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the Umbara, Darkness on Umbara. And then I like this one because I like ships. So I thought this was a pretty cool mashup. You got the Falcon, the Ghost, whatever, I forget what Luton's ship is called. And then you got Dash Rendar's, and then this guy that I am blanking on, and I know I should know it, but yeah. And
Oh,
so I like this one. I like this one too. And then of course, I think one of the most like
yep.
eye-catching ones, this one's fire. This one's really, really cool. Um, love all of it. Obviously, my man Obi-Wan front and center, but I gotta give him to showing Sabasho Press some love
Yep.
and the Mandos right there. You see him
I'm
flying,
digging the way Maul's just lurking in the back.
dude. Right? I like that too. He's kind of blending, with the
Yep.
background at the same time. I really like this one too, but one, it's $100, which I think is one of the most expensive ones. And I'm like, dude, I really like it though.
What's the
Um,
size on it?
this one specifically is 12 by 18. So again,
Still bigger,
not
but
yeah,
not as
not
huge as the other
small.
one.
Yeah, exactly, not as huge as the other one. I'm curious about that this one. Oh, 6 by 18. So it is definitely long ways. So it's pretty narrow, six
Yep.
inches, and then by 18. That's crazy.
Now, my question is how would you roll those? Would you roll it
Exactly.
long ways?
I was literally just reading here gold foil print on 120. What is that supposed to be? 120 pounds? Heavy cardstock. That doesn't sound very rollable, if I'm being
Yep.
honest. Heavy cardstock. I don't know. Any paper specialists here in the chat? What does that mean? Gold foil print on
It
120 pounds. I'm sorry, I don't know if that's supposed to be pounds. 120 pounds. Heavy cardstock. So yeah, if anybody here that's more artistically inclined can tell me what this means, I would greatly appreciate it because this thing is beautiful. Did you notice the mold down here lurking?
Yep. Yep.
I love that,
They've
dude. I
they've done
so love that.
some beautiful work there,
Yeah.
and it would be a shame to. And I'm scared, man. What if a lot of
That's the
people
thing.
try to roll it and just
That's the thing.
destroy it?
Yeah, yeah. And again, don't get me wrong, a lot of these are super dope. So here it is. We got the Jedi, we got some clones, we got some awesome ships. So I like this too, obviously. I like them all. I mean, check out this droid one. I thought this droid mashup was really good.
Yep.
We got
Those
a
I'm
board.
like curious if they'll come out with like poster card size. Like I'd be down to grab poster cards, like after the show's over, and they have like a limited run of like poster size.
See, I'm trying to see here. Oh, we already got some out of stock.
Oh wow.
Oh, well, that simplifies my
Yep.
decision making.
Problem solved.
These are out. So I didn't even want this one anyway. Wow, they're out. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna have to do a little bit of shopping right now, guys. I'm really thinking. See, I like the Boba Fett, but something about like the proportions on it doesn't fully convince me. Whoops, this one sold out. I'm thinking this one, guys. I'm
You
thinking
got
this
to.
one's.
You
Yeah, I'm
got
thinking
to.
this one is a pickup. This one is
It's
fire.
one of those ones. If you look at it, and you're like, "Oh, that's fire," but you're not like, "Dude, I really want it." Like,
Mhm.
if that doesn't cross your mind, like that one when I saw it, I was like, "Oh man, dude, I'd
Right?
love to pick that up."
Yeah, this
Like,
is I think the first one that I was like neat. Like
Yep.
yeah, this like so I might actually have to buy one of these guys. So let me know in the comments which ones are you picking up, if any. And if you guys are going, how are you transporting this? I'm like I said, I'm super. See, this is something I didn't like. I noticed it when we looked at it the first time. Print type, and it has nothing like on it. So I'm assuming some sort of regular paper, not a heavy card like the other one.
It's a tile.
Right? Imagine. But what I was gonna say is, just remember, guys, these are limited quantity print. I believe these are 250 only, like in total, all of them. Sorry, each art is 250 prints, right? And if I remember correctly, they're only offering 200 right now on the website, and so there will be 50 at the show. But again, first come,
Good
first
luck.
serve. Yeah, exactly. First come, first serve.
So 600 prints have been sold.
Yeah, in
Since going
like an
live.
hour. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we're coming up on 2 hours since they released, but still. So don't sleep on it, guys. Like I did. So yeah, like I said, I think I might have to get this like right meow. But yeah, who is getting what? Let me know. Let me know. OBP says, "Yep, can see it now. Awesome, awesome." I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, man. Pat's fan saying, "If I buy one, can you pick it up?" You know what? I think I'm gonna buy one, Pat's fan. Okay, if I'm being honest, I think I'm gonna buy one. If there's no like crazy restriction of, oh, this thing has to be linked to your ticket or something like that, because they have done some stuff like that in the
yeah, that's
past.
true.
I'm game. Like if you just send me your voucher or whatever, I'll pick it up for you. But like I said, just make sure that there's no restriction on you have to have a ticket for celebration or something like that. Let's see. Hello there, General. What's going on? It's in. Welcome. That Japanese Star Wars movie poster is sold out already. Yes, I just saw that, man. That's crazy. Pat's fan says, I think Sissy would be of great help.
Credit card?
I'm assuming, yeah. Yeah, if you got one, Pat's fan, I'll take it.
So here's the tube.
Hold on,
And
this thing is being weird.
Oh,
There we go. Okay.
you got a little arm strap.
Oh, I like that.
And then
yeah.
it extends out to
Oh,
whatever
dude,
size
yeah.
you need. And then the tops are twisties, so you can slide it in as needed.
Will the middle portion like stay?
Yeah, it's got they're locks. So like the cap right there, you have to twist it and it locks it. Same thing for the middle. Like once you get
dude,
it to what position,
that is actually kind of better than I was imagining.
it's it's squishy. Like it's not like hard plastic. So there's some give to it.
No, but I think I would put it in my carry-on anyway, or
And you just have to. The only kind of, and it tells you like inches.
Yeah, that's
going up,
fine. But
so-
just the fact that you can, adjust it. Like I said, I was just wondering if it locks in place. If the middle locks in place, that's kind of cool.
You just have to find the little. It shows like where the little adjuster is, but I might have put it in backwards. But anyway, yeah, it does do it. But I
Nice.
bought it and it's just hanging in my closet for the display of the prop.
Yeah. Cool. I will look into that and let you know. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I got it. I'm pretty much picking up one for myself, so I don't mind just showing them another voucher and picking up another one. But like I said, disclaimer: I don't want to be held responsible if this thing gets a little bit dinged up on the way here, because it first of all, it's gonna mean that mine got dinged up too. Okay.
Yep.
It's not like I did it on purpose, guys. All I'm saying is it's kind of tough, travel destination to be, obviously transporting all that stuff. But if you're cool with that, Pets fan, then I don't have a problem. Okay. So just, full on transparency disclaimer that I cannot 100% guarantee that it'll get here in pristine, status, right? Because like I said, even I don't know if mine is gonna make it either fully. So if you're cool with that,
If Tony's bought any and what his game plan is.
I think he's got all of them. Yeah, I need to message him because I'm sure he already has, like, he like out of those 600 that were sold, like at least 200 were his. So
yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, CC3PO. He has a lot of knowledge about portraits and artwork portfolios. Oh, I might have to hit him up. CC3PO. That sounds familiar, but I'm not entirely sure that I know who he is. Maybe I'll look him up. Thanks, Pats, man. That's it. I'm out. No worries. I trust you completely. No, like I said, I'm not saying I'm gonna on purpose, like ding it up. I'm just letting you know there's always a risk, okay? And my stuff is gonna go through that same risk. So I'm just letting you know it could happen. Okay. I'm not saying
you're not
I'm not
folding it up and putting it in your pocket.
I'm not, I'm not gonna fold it and put it into my wallet and then I'll bring it to you. I'm just letting you know, I don't have a foolproof way of getting my stuff home, without getting damaged. So just Shay, he says. Yeah, so no, I don't know CC3PO then. Because apparently he is a she. So my bad. Then I don't think I know her. But yeah, guys, so that's there. The link is here on the chat if you guys want to buy any of the prints. And again, maybe don't sleep on it if you're thinking about it. I will give you, some of them are not necessarily cheap, but they are limited run and they are pretty cool. So there is that. Okay, so I wanted to talk about here briefly because we're running out of time. We got a on Disney Plus. I have not watched it. Let me preface by saying this: on Disney Plus, we do have an Andor season 2 behind the scenes featurette, which I always thought that the behind the scenes came after the show. Maybe that's just me being
I'm
old.
staying away from it because I'm worried they're gonna put little stuff in there and it's gonna be like,
I already saw maybe like 3 pictures. Nothing was really spoiled, to be honest with you, but there were 3 pictures that we had not seen before, right? So there's more pictures than that, obviously, because I don't know how long the featurette is, but even if it's 2 minutes, that's plenty of pictures, right? And so yeah, I just wanted to talk about it to make you guys aware in case you haven't seen it. Go watch it, obviously, if you want. Don't watch it, and beware of the post today because I think it just dropped. So beware of your social media. Yeah, exactly.
Fingers fast.
Just fastly scroll, things like that, because unfortunately, going to have to be avoiding them for the next couple of days, since that is one of the major stories right now, right? So people are definitely watching it. like I said, on the pictures that I saw, nothing was spoiled. Stuff that we've seen on the trailer and stuff that we've known is coming, right? Just by, like, for example, I'm gonna spoil one. Director Krennic. We know he's gonna be on the show, right?
What?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, mute. Um, so that was it, but it was an image of Director Krennic that we had not seen before. So that's what I'm saying. There might be some context within that picture that you don't want to see or you don't want to know about. So that's all I'm saying. Just be wary of that. If you don't want spoilers, I would stay off social media, or avoid it as much as you can for the next 2 to 3 days while it dies down. The people covering, like content creators covering the stuff. Like I said, I haven't seen it, so I think what I might end up doing is maybe giving it a watch and reacting. Which, by the way, speaking of, last night I started watching Andor season 1, and I did a live stream here, and I thought I was doing good because the live stream, held and I wasn't taken down and everything. I was like, all right, I guess we're good. I was trying to not show everything. I was cutting off sound like here and there. So for some periods of times, all you saw was me like, mm, oh, that's funny, like that kind of thing, because there was like no picture, no sound, and then I would bring it up, bring only picture, bring only sound. Like anyway, I was shuffling stuff around. So hopefully, I was like, I think we're good. The stream didn't get taken down at that time. However, this morning they're like, yeah, nobody,
Good
it's
luck, but
coming down.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
So what I'm
I,
trying,
I saw that you had posted it, and then I went
yeah,
looking for it on my
and then
break,
it's not there, right?
and it wasn't there, and I was like, I
Yeah,
guess something happened.
yeah. So just FYI, guys, on that one, yeah, the mouse was like, no. So I'm gonna try to figure out a somehow we can still watch it, right? We might not be able to watch the whole thing. I might have to do like small windows, like pop up 5 seconds, pop off 10, that kind of thing.
Can you
I,
put audio in your ear, watch it live, and then screenshot, and then put the screenshots as so you're getting the reaction of you. They can't really hear it. Maybe put some subtle music in the background or something. Just ideas, spitballing.
no, yeah. What I was thinking is, because I had it pulled up, and when I can pull it in here, right, and we can see it, so it'll reflect live. So what I was thinking of doing is something like that, like what you said, because I don't want just you guys just watch me in silence, right? Just staring at something you can't even see. So I'm trying to see how I can every so often, like pull up the episode and be like, okay, guys, this is where we are. This just happened, and then like bring it down again, that kind of stuff. Because yeah, I think they so they didn't hit me with a copyright, per se, but they're like, your video is blocked because you got copyright stuff, right? So it wasn't like a copyright strike, but it was, hey, we detected it, you can't use it. Which I figured was gonna happen, but I thought I was doing okay. Obviously not. So if I can't do that, like we might try that for episode 2. If that still gets taken down, then I'll be honest, you guys, we might have to do. Remember that Disney Plus used to have like a feature that you could do like watch parties,
Mm-hmm.
and you could have like synchronized watching, right? The problem is I don't know that that's a shareable link. Like I haven't figured it out yet. Um, so
I've done it on
ideally,
something. I don't know
I've done it
what
on
platform
mobile.
had it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done it on mobile, but only with like another person.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if that's something that you can create, let's say like an open link, and then let's say we post it here, right? And we don't show anything, but the people in here are watching like along. Uh, that I think would be the most ideal scenario, because we can all kind of watch on our own, and we'll be commenting, obviously. But yeah, well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is we're gonna have to try something new for the next one, because yeah, the mouse don't play. Um,
I
hey
wonder if it's like
everyone.
on high alert because season 2 coming out, and they're like
No, they're
keeping
they're
them
pretty good.
offline.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was surprised I didn't get taken down like in the moment, which has happened to me before. So when the stream ended and it uploaded and it published, I was like, I guess I'm good. I was like, I'm okay. And then this morning they're like, nah, bro, you done and mess up. Um, so for those of you who watch live, Thank you, appreciate it. Because yeah, it's down now, so it lives in the vault for now. But we got the president of Nerd Affiliating joining us. What's going on, Arch? Just saying, hey everyone, what's up, brother? I ordered the Ahsoka by Tracy yesterday. The receipt just gave me an order number, no ticket requirement disclaimer. Perfect, man. If that's what it is, no worries. Hey, nerds, it's Pat's fan. Hey, nerd affiliated, it's OBP. Pats fan says, hey, have a great night, everyone. A great stream tonight. Good night, General and Mike. Hey, appreciate you, Pats fan. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate you. And thank you for hanging out. Good night, Pats fan, says OBP. Yeah, guys. So, Andor season 2, the hype is real. Obviously, we got about a month and a half right before the premiere of the three first episodes. It's still kind of crazy, man, how they're gonna do 3 episodes at a time, right?
Little mini movie.
Dude, yeah, but at the same time, that means that we're gonna be done in like a month.
Yeah.
So plus and minuses, right? Plus and minuses. Kudos to them for not stretching it out as much as they can, because they could have gotten, what is that, 3 months out of this show.
But maybe that goes to their listening to us, because a lot of people
Yeah.
have said that, like these 1 episodes, and it's like banger episode followed by 2 building episodes, you lose the hype of the banger.
You do.
So maybe they've listened to us and said, you know what, I think we need to do a better job of the releasing.
Yeah, very much so. And each 3 episode is an arc, right? Which is in this case translates to a year in the story. So it
I'm so excited.
sucks. Yeah, dude, same here. It sucks that it's gonna be done so fast. But again, I kind of have to applaud their decision to do it this way. If nothing else, they're trying something new, which is, hey, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I'm leaning towards yes, because like I said, it just makes a lot of sense. 3 episodes, that means 1 arc, that means 1 year, right? So you are giving us mini movies, right? 1 per week. So again, to me, it makes sense. You encompass the 1 year, and people don't miss out on, okay, what happened and where am I in the timeline now? Like going from week to week, right? Because from episode 3 to episode 4, that's a year skip. So if people are not fully tuned in, they're like, what happened? Where is everybody? And like that kind of stuff, right? So this way you do, okay, this is 1 year. Okay, we're done with that year. Next year, done with that one, right? So again, I do, give them props for that. If nothing else, for trying something new.
And then another thing, there's going to be so much probably thrown at you. You're going to have to go back and watch it again. And that's going to help their numbers show viewership.
I think so.
So, and I think once it's over, people are going to be like, all right, now we got to watch year 1 and 2 together, because that 1 week gap, I think we missed some stuff. And I think it's a good way to build more into the fandom of letting us kind of like dive deeper into it by allowing us to absorb it, at a rapid pace, and then have to come and like take it apart.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, I'm super excited for it. I've started season 1. We've been talking about doing it for a long time, and I'm like, you know what? I just got to do it because time is running out. Again, I do have the Japan trip, which I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how much like actual live streaming I'm going to be able to do. One, because of the time difference, everybody's going to be asleep when I'm like, like at this time over there, everybody's out. So I'm like, hey guys, and it's like 4 a.m. for y'all, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not happening. So my goal right now is to finish season 1 before we leave for Japan, right? If that's gonna work out or not, only time will tell. So I do want to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. We really appreciate Joe. OBP says, good show, guys. Gotta go. Good night, everyone. Thank you, man. I always appreciate you joining us. Also, I would greatly appreciate it if you check us out on social media. You can follow Mike over on Instagram at the Dad Vader. Check us out on Facebook, all one world, General Kenobi's Bunker. We are also on Instagram under general.kenobis.bunker. Same thing on Threads at general.kenobis.bunker and on TikTok at general_kenobis_bunker. So please go ahead and check us out over there. Please do not forget to leave us your like on this stream before you exit, just to let YouTube know that they don't gotta take us down. You don't gotta be like that, Disney. We're all friends here. But yeah, guys. So just keep in mind, I will let you know what I figure out for episode 2. My plan is still to watch episode 2 of Andor season 1 sometime this week. Originally, I was actually planning maybe tomorrow. I was like, you know what, Thursday night might work out. But now I think I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time to see how I can fool, the mouse into not taking it down. So once again, I appreciate everybody that joined. You got kind of an exclusive, got an exclusive because now I can show you the whole thing anyway. So yeah, we'll figure it out. But it was fun. Episode 1, for sure, I did not remember it. Or I should say I remember it differently. There was stuff there that I was, oh yeah, for sure that happened in episode 1. Not there, like at all. So it just kind of happens, right? I haven't seen it in a while. So thank you again for joining us. If you are so inclined with possible spoilers, again, I haven't seen it. So possible spoilers, Disney Plus does have a season 2 Andor behind the scenes feature that you can watch right now. So go watch Daredevil. I haven't, but I want to. Go watch Daredevil and then maybe hop onto that. But like I said, spoilers, okay? I don't know if there's spoilers or not, but more than likely there will be. Last few comments here from Nerd Affiliate. Is not sure it's worth the copyright strike. Not sure it's worth. Yeah. Sorry, I was late and fell behind. No worries. Great show. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, like I said, I'll try to figure something out for episode 2. We'll try it one more time at least. If it for sure, takes us down again, maybe we're gonna have to not do it as I intended initially. But we'll figure out. Some people stream on Discord. Yeah, but that's like young people, bro. Like I don't know what the hell Discord is. Got no idea. I'm Googling as we're speaking. No, to be fair, Nerd Affiliated, I have a few Discords, but I've never managed one. I don't have a channel on my own. And yeah, I don't know how to do it. But yeah. No, might get demonetized. Yeah, that is true. That might not be worth it. I'm late, says the Nerd Squadron. No worries, man. We're just about to literally call it quits. But I appreciate you joining, man. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. Appreciate you. Did you buy prints for Celebration? What did you get? So yeah, like I said, I'll let you guys know what we do for if we attempt again, the second episode of Andor, and if not, maybe Archer is right. Maybe it's not worth it to risk it. Okay, so that is going to do it for us for this episode of The High Ground. Thank you so much. Go buy those art prints for Celebration if you want. There's already 3 that are sold out. So, don't sleep on them. That's literally what I'm going to do as soon as I hit end the live here. So also go check in with Tony. He's doing his live stream for Japan Friday, I believe. Oh, and tomorrow, do not forget, watch Nerd Affiliated at 7:15-ish p.m. Central. And also jump over. You can do 2 things at once. Jump over to the Hyperdrive Cantina chat where Rebels ComCon will be there, more than likely announcing the next guest. So make sure you pop in to tune in to George's stream. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central, I believe, as well. Chris saying, not yet. There's a lot I want. Do it. Have a great night, everyone.
There's 3 you ain't getting, I'll tell you.
Yeah, there's 3 sold out, bro. So get it. Yeah, bro, for sure. All right. Now, for reals, that is going to do it. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Go buy some prints. And let me know if you're going to Japan. I'm kind of curious to see who's actually going. All right. Sorry, last comment.
That's all that.
George has enough views. Watch us. There you go. Endorsed. Yep. I love it. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.